I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your 3-minute cattle market update for Friday, February the 3rd, where the bleeding is at least slowed this week as we get to the latter part of the week, but we've seen some pretty stiff losses on all your cash markets and on the board too. Look at the board, live cattle futures for April on Wednesday was down 47, but Thursday back up $1.77 at the end of the day on Thursday at 115.47. Feeder cattle, March on Wednesday was down 70, Thursday up $1.67 as we just sold those things off a little bit too much too fast and had to get some regain part of it here late in the week. But March ended the day on Thursday at 123.75. Look at your fat cattle trade, which mostly happened on Wednesday, and through Wednesday sales they had 69,000 head of negotiated trade. That's a little bit light. We probably should see some cleanup trade to at least get us into the 80s, and that's not as good as what we had towards the tail end of last year, but it's still a pretty healthy negotiated trade. But for the most part, all your live sales were at $1.19 and dress sales at $1.90. Your actual slaughter information come in, of course 2 weeks delayed, but your average dress steer weight went down 9 pounds from the previous week at 889 pounds, which is a good healthy sign that we're staying pretty current on these cattle. Of course, you know, we had some cold spurts right there a couple 3 weeks ago, which caused a lot of those weights to drop a little bit. At slaughter so far this week, 450,000, which is down just 1,000 from last week and up 56,000 from the same week a year ago. Look at some of your feeder cattle markets. You know, we've got the NCBA convention going on right now, if you've been wondering where your feed salesman or your animal health rep is. But for most everybody still out working. Your feeder auctions were pretty active middle of the week. El Reno, Oklahoma had 9,800 head on Wednesday. Feeders $3 to $6 lower. Calves steady to $6 lower. If you looked at the feeder flash yesterday, we talked about how a flat 500-pound steer was just about steady, because that's exactly what everybody wants to background and warm up, either for graze out wheat or for early grass. But everything else on your calves trended lower up to $6, but your feeder cattle are sure enough lower. Dodge City, Kansas had a good sale there on Wednesday. Their feeders $5 to $12 lower, and that's on cattle going right into the feedlot. But calf and stocker weights there also just kind of unevenly steady, maybe a buck or two either side of steady in Dodge City, Kansas there. Look at calf quote there on Wednesday, Torrington, Wyoming. If you think calves can't still bring a big ticket, Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, 139 head of steer calves, little peewees, weighed 372, bring 219. And that's a quote that we haven't seen for quite a while. But that's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you next week.